Want to talk to you a little bit today about what today is. Today's June 14th. Anybody know what June 14th is? It's Flag Day. So welcome back. I'm Todd Edwards. Today's June 14th. We're going to talk about Flag Day. I want to spend a few minutes talking about the American flag. Every one of those things that we enjoy today exist under the American flag. You know, Flag Day is one of those holidays that often gets overlooked. Memorial Day gets attention. Independence Day gets attention. Veterans Day gets attention. But Flag Day quietly shows up on June 14th, and most people barely notice. I went into the grocery store yesterday. A couple of veterans were standing outside passing out flags. I took a flag and thanked them, and they thanked me. Like I said, three veterans standing there looking at each other talking about Flag Day. But June 14th marks the birth of one of the most recognizable symbols in human history, the Stars and Stripes, the flag of the United States of America. And the story begins during the American Revolution. On June 14th, 1777, while the colonies were still fighting for independence, the Continental Congress passed a resolution. It was only a single sentence, and it simply stated, resolved that the flag of the United States be 13 stripes, alternating red and white, that the Union be 13 stars, white in a blue field representing a new constellation. And there it was, no grand ceremony, no television cameras, no social media post, just a simple statement creating the first official flag of a brand new nation, a nation that wasn't even sure it would survive. Think about that for a moment. The people creating the flag were risking everything. Many of them would lose property, some would lose family members, and some would even lose their lives. The future of the country was uncertain, yet they created a symbol for a nation that they hoped would exist long after they were gone. And here we are. For more than 100 years, there was no Flag Day. The flag existed, people respected it, people fought under it, I'm one of them, but there were no official celebration. And that changed because of one school teacher named Bernard, and I'm probably going to butcher his name, Cigrand. In 1885, he encouraged his students to celebrate June 14th as the birthday of the American flag. One school teacher, one classroom, one idea. And over time, that idea spread across America. Veterans groups embraced it, patriotic organizations embraced it, communities embraced it, and finally in 1916, President Woodrow Wilson officially recognized Flag Day by proclamation. Then in 1949, Congress made it official, and President Harry Truman signed it into law. Not a federal holiday, but an official day of recognition, all because of one school teacher that believed the flag deserved its own day. But now I want to tell you what the flag means to me, because for me it's personal. Like many of you listening, I raised my right hand and took an oath not to be a politician, not to be a president, and not an oath to a political party. Some people get that sideways, but I swore an oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That oath doesn't expire. That oath was taken beneath the flag. I served in the United States Army, Military Intelligence Corps, and later I continued serving in other capacities in state and federal service. Through all those years, I saw that flag in many places most Americans will never see. I've seen it flying over military installations. I've seen it in foreign countries, and I've seen it on uniforms. And unfortunately, I've seen it draped over coffins. And every one of those experiences changed how you look at it. Because eventually you realize the flag is the most important part. It's what it represents. The flag represents an idea, the idea that free people can govern themselves, the idea that rights belong to the people, the idea that government derives its power from the consent of the governed. That's an important statement right there. Government derives its power from the consent of the governed. In other words, the people. The idea that freedom is worth defending, those ideas aren't perfect. The country isn't perfect. Human beings certainly are not perfect, and the country is made up of human beings. But in the pursuit of those ideals, it's what makes America unique. As hunters and outdoorsmen, many of these things we enjoy today are protected because generations before us defended those principles. I want you to think about it. The right to speak your mind, the right to own property, the right to gather, the right to worship, the right to defend yourself, the right to petition the government, the right to pass traditions to your children. Those rights did not appear by accident. Somebody paid for them. And the price is high because it's paid in blood. I often hear people say they love their neighbors. They love the outdoors. I do too. I love sitting on a dog box listening to hounds run. I love hearing a turkey gobble before daylight. I love watching a kid catch a fish. I love watching anybody catch a fish. And I really like sitting around a campfire after a hunt. Last year I got the opportunity to sit around that fire and tell a story that I had written to a group of kids that were aged from 2 to 92, I think. It was a great feeling. But sometimes we forget how unusual those stories and those freedoms really are. There are places in this world today where citizens cannot own firearms. There are places where citizens can't criticize the government. There are places where property rights barely exist. And there's places where freedom exists only when government allows it. The United States isn't perfect, but we should never take for granted what we have. I'll tell you this, there's nothing that'll make you appreciate the United States any more than foreign travel. Book yourself a flight somewhere. You'll be glad to get home. Let's talk about the flag itself. Today's flag contains 50 stars, one for every state, and 13 stripes, one for each original colony. What many people don't realize is that the current flag is actually the longest serving version in American history. It became the official flag on July 4th, 1960, after Hawaii became the 50th state. And by the way, here's a little side quest for us. My elementary school, I remember being in the auditorium. I was fourth or fifth grade maybe, and we were doing a play. And the American flag is on stage, and I looked over at the flag and decided I would start counting the stars and stripes, and I realized that the flag didn't have enough stars. The flag was pre-1960 flag. Just an interesting side quest note. But the version of the flag we have now has flown more than 6 decades. That's longer than any version before it. Think about everything that flag has witnessed. The Cold War, Vietnam, the moon landing, the fall of the Berlin Wall, the September 11th attacks, wars overseas, technological revolutions. I'm using one right now. Who'd have thought that a poor country boy in TicBite, North Carolina would be able to address the world on a platform like this? That's unreal. The rise of the internet, and through it all, the flag remained. Now, I know we live in a time where people argue about almost everything: politics, history, current events, and even the meaning of patriotism itself. That's okay. Debate's part of freedom. Disagreement's part of freedom. And the ability to have those conversations is one of the very important things that flag represents. But I think there's something bigger than politics, something bigger than elections, something bigger than social media. The idea that Americans, despite our differences, are part of the same story, a story that began long before us and will hopefully continue long after we're gone. As I get older, I find myself thinking more and more about generations, about the people that came before us, the people that actually built the roads that we travel, the bridges we cross, the farms that feed us, and the institutions that protect us. Most of those people are gone now, but yet we're still benefiting from what they built. The question is, what are we going to leave behind? What kind of country are we leaving for our children? What kind of traditions are we leaving for our grandchildren? What freedoms will they inherit? Those are the real challenges. Not preserving a flag, preserving the principles it represents. So today, on Flag Day, I encourage you to do something simple. Fly the flag. Teach a child what it means. Learn the history. Spend a little time talking to a veteran. Go visit a memorial. Reflect on the generations that carried this country forward. And remember that freedom is never automatic and it's never free. Every generation has responded to it to preserve it. Now, if you like this, throw me a couple of likes out there. The platform likes it when I get likes, and when you share it, they really enjoy that too. That helps me continue to do this. I'm Todd Edwards on the TicBite NC Podcast. Happy Flag Day. May we remain worthy of these sacrifices made beneath this flag. And may we leave the next generation a country worth inheriting. Thank you for listening. God bless you. God bless our veterans. And God bless the United States of America.